past 10, but not quite to 12. Now, look down at the dial. We're talking about the proper use of the click-type torque wrench.
This is called a click type because there are digital torque wrenches, fancier, more expensive. You can set it digitally, but this is a traditional mechanical type.
On this fastener, we see that the spec is 12 Newton meters. We will dial the wrench up to 12 by pushing the dial knob of the torque wrench up and turning. Turn the knob until the red line is past 10, but not quite to 12 yet. Now, look down at the dial. It is important to know that one turn of the dial on the TW 5.2 will increase the torque setting by 2 Newton meters. We see here that it says 1.2. That means it is 10 plus 1.2 Newton meters, and that equals 11.2 Newton meters.
This is a bit different than the typical type, which is a micrometer style reading. You know how to use a micrometer? I'll show you another video.
Continue to turn until you land on 0. You will notice that the red line on the window is at 12. It's also important to know that this line may not line up perfectly. The only differences between the Torque Tool TW 5.2 and TW 6.2 when setting them up. Lines already fit onto the torque wrench by pushing the ball detent release button on the back of the wrench. Be sure that the socket or bit is fully engaged and in line with the fastener. With your hands centered on the handle of the wrench, slowly apply force to the handle. The fastener will rotate until the set torque is reached and the head of the wrench will deflect. It is now torqued. This deflection is often accompanied by a click, but may not be, especially at lower torque readings. This is because the detent in the wrench has a light action at low torque settings, allowing it to be.
Okay. Typically, though, this is the type. Okay. So you see these marks? Okay. So it's like a micrometer. Always torque your wheels. Okay. Let me pause it when it shows. Okay. So these marks are the big, numbers, and then so if you want maybe 22, then you go past 20, and then you stop at the mark 2. So it's like a micrometer. Okay? So that's a click type. And then there are digital types also. But torque wrenches ensures that you reach the proper preload, not more, not less. If you go too much more, you'll break the bolt. If you go less, then you're not assembling it correctly. Now, these are especially important in engine blocks because engine blocks, the job is to contain this combustion explosion inside the engine, right? So you'll have to have proper torque, or otherwise the head will lift and the combustion products the compression will not be effective and you lose power. Now, there are more accurate torque tightening methods than just a torque wrench because think about it. A torque wrench relies on you knowing the friction, right? How much tension you put depends on the friction coefficient. And so some people combine the torque wrench with other methods, such as the angle. So you tighten it with the torque wrench, and then after you reach a certain torque, then you rotate a certain rotation. Okay? So torque plus angle. It's a common method. Because an angle is more accurate. Like if you rotate this much, you know the pitch and you know the tension or the displacement of the ball. There are also even more accurate methods, which is a stretch control. So this is called a stretch gauge. Basically, when you tighten the bolt will lengthen. So this, when you tighten the bolt, this distance will lengthen. Not by crazy much, but it does. So a stretch gauge basically goes to this point and to this point, and it measures how much stretching there is. And in engine builders who are very, very sophisticated, they use stretch control gauges to actually measure the displacement. Does your shop use stretch gauge or just the torque? Just the torque, yeah. So this is you're talking like racing engines, you know, very professional engine builders. Then they will use the stretch gauge because the point is to measure that much. All right. So the calculation for this module or this topic is quite simple. It is actually how much preload or how much torque do you need to apply to achieve the torque tension. Okay. Now I know in cars you will be given all the torque specifications, but it originates from this calculation. So the formula is very simple. Okay, the torque you apply to the bolt is basically K times D times F. Now, D is the bolt diameter, K is the nut factor. So the nut factor is basically depends on the friction. If it's non-plated black finish, it's the greatest friction, so you'll have a bigger multiplier. The zinc plated is less friction, lubricated, if you put some grease to it, which is a good idea if you're working with suspension parts. Then the K is even lower, meaning that with a smaller torque, you achieve a lot of tension. Cadmium plated is even less friction. So F is the bolt tension that you want. Okay, the tension in that bolt as you tighten it. Remember, the bolt is like a spring. So how much do you want to put tension on it? In most cases, you're going to aim for 75% or 0.75. So you're going to aim to create a tension 0.75 of the proof load for standard bolts. Proof load meaning like the tension you're trying to achieve, maximum tension before it breaks or it yields. Sometimes you try to achieve 90%, but that's really, really close to breaking the bolt. Okay, so usually we aim for 75. And then you're gonna look for this tensile stress area to calculate the bolt preload. So we're gonna do a quick exercise calculation using this. So the preload or the torque we're going to calculate is for so calculate the torque to achieve preload on a 1/2 inch, 13 thread per inch, zinc plated. Okay? So this is a grade 5 and it's dry, so not lubricated, but zinc plated. So K ranges from 0.17 to 0.22. It's a range, right? So from this, I'm just gonna pick kind of the middle point, 0.2. And our major diameter is half, but we are going to have to calculate the F, the proof load that we want. So F is equal to 0.75 times the yield strength times the area. Okay? So this is the yield strength. This is the tensile area. The tensile area is not the same as the major diameter, because if you think about it, this is a bolt. This is the thread, right? So the question is, if I cut a section here, what is the surface area? What is the cross-sectional area? Is it should I cut at the peak, or should I cut at the crest or the root? Which one is the effective cross-sectional area of the bolt? Is it the big diameter or the smaller diameter? Small diameter, right? Because that's the bottleneck, right? That's the weakest part. So that's why for a ½ inch, you'll have to calculate it based on the minor diameter, and usually you look that up in the table. And so this is a tensile stress area. And also, you have another table to look up the yield strength. Okay? So the tensile area is 0.142 square inch. And then here, it's a grade 5. Okay, the range, we fall into this range as a ½ inch size. That's between 1/4 to 1 inch. And so the proof strength is 85,000. Yield strength or proof strength. That's the strength before deformation. So the SY here is 85,000 PSI. So F is equal to 0.75 times 85,000 times 0.142, which is equal to 9,045 pounds. Sorry for the English units. This is the tension we want on the bolt. 75%, right? So we are trying to achieve 75% of the proof strength, resulting in this much tension. So how do I achieve this tension? So torque required to achieve 9,045 pounds will be K. We're going to pick 0.2 times the diameter times 9,045 is equal to 905 inch pounds, or 75 foot pounds. 1 foot is equal to 12 inch. Okay? So this is the torque you're going to tighten the bolt, which will create 9,045 pounds, which is 75% of the crude strength. Now, if it's lubricated, how much will it change? So let's have a different K. So for lubricated version, you have torque equals, what's the middle point of that? 14? Okay, try it if it's 14. Can somebody calculate for me?
Six 633.
633. It's pound divided by 12.
52.76.
Okay, so you see that if you put some lubrication on your bolt, you need less torque to achieve the same preload, which kind of makes sense, right? But you have to be careful that if you lubricate your bolt and then you follow the typical recommendation in your user manual or your repair manual, then you might break the bolt. You might. Not necessarily, but usually torque specifications are given in dry conditions, not lubricated conditions. So if you lubricate it, yeah, just aim a little bit less, okay? Because otherwise you might break your bolt. I like to lubricate my bolts, like especially suspension and wheels, so that it's easier to take off next time. It also prevents corrosion and seizing. Especially in four-season climates, it's really a pain. So that's it. That's the only calculation for this topic. Next Tuesday, then we'll have linear motion. So the torque to race, self-locking condition, and also fastener preload. Okay. And then on Friday, I have the spring topic. It's a small topic, should be quick, maybe an hour or so. And then we'll do a remedial for plain bearings and chain. Hey, do the process for fasteners. Any questions that I haven't discussed yet? Just let me know. Oh yeah, this is. Anybody wants to hand me back the quiz to be regraded?
Just because enggak lah, aku nanti
Just asking.
Okay.
Apa maksud?
Sir?
Kamu ngasih tahu soal yang mana?
Iya,
Ya udah. Pokoknya kalau kalian datang kita pindah.
If you put one at the beginning,
kita tunggu sampai semua kan pertama dulu, udah nggak bisa kemana-mana lagi.
Are we gonna do our review?
yeah, but I'll just the
Bapak, Ugus, Pak.
average.
Oh,
Loh, kan bisa nggak berubah?
Yeah, just let me give you.
oh, I thought remedials like
Replacement.
Yeah, replace.
rate.
Oh, it's an average.
I like to do an average because otherwise people felt there is an average.
Wait, so that means by we're 100, it's gonna give only like 80. No, but you just replace it.
We'll see. I usually try to adjust.
Yes, you don't have things to do, right?
No, mereka kebaik sih kan. Sama buat ikan.
He has things to do, right? Oh,
Enggak, cuma bikin
mungkin nggak bisa satu orang
datang naik.
hari ini paling cuma
Kan masak terus malah mau. Gua makan apa dulu?
Soalnya
Gua kayaknya ini. Iya udah turun. Udah turun dari highway tapi masih di LRT biasa.
we interview one person each.
Dia ada di yang kan ada tuh yang apa sih namanya? Ada yang satunya lagi tuh yang lebar.
Oh, sebelah sebelah.
TV.
gue nyarinya posisinya enak banget, bisa di recline dikit.
Kalau itu screen atau enggak, maksudnya kalau di Indo rata-rata Hah? Iya, yang di GS.
Tapi filmnya film
Kayaknya film dari Netflix dah.
agak lama juga.
Aiman. Oh. Bagus banget. Aiman. I can't even do King Kong with this guy. Oh, you did after you are like this. What the fuck are you doing, man?
Hey, you try with this man. When you try with this guy, it immediately went down, man.
Top specs ya.
You try with this guy.
Hey, you beat me how many times?
Only one, bro. I can like this for the console. This guy, damn, man.
No, he won like what? 2 times one?
Enggak, itu lama-lama makin lurus ya tangannya.
In the end, he's gonna hold the console.
Hey, keep your elbows
Elbow.
Keep on going back. Oh.
Lu narik, Tin. Dari tadi tuh lu narik.
Gua gak bisa gini.
Oh.
Don't move back. Repeat. Coming back.
This is not a problem.
Nanti kalau lu ntar kalau ada yang kurang, gue masukin. Kan ntar gue juga mau interview siapa. Oh, skill. Interview. Nih, bukan gak jadi. Don't move back. Ini ada siapa suruh ngajak.
Tin, lu narik belakang lagi ya, Tin.
You're fucking watch, man.
It's okay, he already bought a new one. Gak segitunya juga. Tapi kalau kayaknya kalau jam segini lumayan ini deh, lumayan berat. Enggak, pokoknya beres makan siang itu ada aja ya.
Olinya,
Kalau jam 4 bener-bener kosong.
Ya, no, like slightly sleep.
Soalnya banyak juga yang kayak orang sini mau makan siang ke sana bawa.
Jujur, enggak, karena ada kesawat Jumat. Kita mau sholat Jumat sih.
You guys first 15 kg, right?
Oli.
Come on. Let's go.
Ini anak mau oli.
Ya
Jangan
kan,
lihat kalau lihat
sholat Jumat kan deket tadi.
Iya, kita ngikutin dari kita.
Oli.
Richard sama keluarganya.
kan oli ya udah gue scan QR dulu. I've got soup. Kan bayar Chris.
Ada.
Lu mau mana?
Apa sih?
Wah lah. Let's go.
No, I'm loose, man.
Lu mau sholat sini? Atau balik?
Gua mau ngerjain ini soalnya.
Oh.
Do we in the class?
Bridge.
Bridge.
Oh.
Bridge.
Save.
No, you always have to
I always go.
Ini
Before I gym. No, before I gym, your left hand win.
Mau ngapain lagi sih?
7 hari. 4 hari.
Enggak, kalau setelah 7 hari rusak kali.
Enggak. 7 days to cure.
Hey, just use super glue, man.
Ya kalau mau lagi lama coy.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Gimana sih lu? He's not pushing. Yeah, he's holding. Push down.
Anjir, ini mah member gym harus
Forearmnya si Luis udah kayak betis anjing.
Ayo, pas where's the super glue? I my place. You want? King's Hope. Yeah, you just like
Curing ini udah.
makanya itu. Segini aja strategi. When you have muscle, no strategi. Pakai metode apa?
Lem doang. Triangle.
When you hold like this.
And then
Forearm lu kayak betis anjing. Betis. Kayak
tapi dia gak
besar. Iya.
he's never fat.
Yeah, makes sense. He's never fat. He
Yeah.
don't carry all that shit.
You see, I'm on
Carry all that shit,
my
yeah.
quads
People
break.
watch
Actually,
See? This guy.
is it? Actually, it's hurting. Dia
Apa, apa?
kerja gua, Cok. Pas itu.
Kayaknya pernah deh.
Pernah gua.
Pernah.
Tapi nggak ada dia.
Iya.
yang pas gue bawa hosti itu.
Oh iya. Iya ya pas Pak Boris ya gue ingat lu pakai.
Ya pas kalian sama Boris
Pas
itu
lagi
kayak
pas
gini.
pas lagi
Gua
match
bawa
kan.
hosti.
Iya ya.
Lu tau nggak ringan kan? Yang
Ya, paling
Berapa kilo?
Mana paling? Mana berapa kilo?
Ayo, jangan kecil.
Apaan?
Jembatan.
Gua sampai pokoknya sampai habis beban yang ada di kelas.
Sampai habis.
Oh.
Dia nyuruh gue bubar dulu nggak gue bawa.
Jangan. Nanti
Dia cuma-
dipakai soalnya.
I just has 10 kilo, oke 10 kilo aja.
I'm on horse you are rich.
Gue ingetnya pokoknya pakai kayak garam gitu.
20.
20.
Ours was like the strongest one.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, it's so thick, man. Ours.
Oh.